Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Right now, you've already done something important. You showed up, you pressed play, and that's exactly where change begins. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or just let your gaze soften. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest open. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, and let it go through your mouth. No counting, just a natural breath. And again, breathe in and release. Good. You are safe. You are present. You are here. Now let's talk about procrastination. That feeling of knowing what you need to do, but not doing it. The weight of tasks piling up. The guilt of another day slipping away. Here's the first thing I want you to understand. Procrastination is not laziness. It's not a character flaw. According to psychologist Timothy Pychyl, who has studied this for over 20 years, procrastination is an emotion regulation problem. When we procrastinate, we're not avoiding the task. We're avoiding the negative feelings attached to it. The anxiety, the boredom, the fear that it won't be good enough. So we do something else to escape those uncomfortable feelings. But the task doesn't go away. And now we've added guilt, shame, and a shrunken deadline. That's the cycle. But you can break it. Not through willpower, through a different approach entirely. Before we go further, I want you to forgive yourself. Research by psychologist Fuschia Sirois found that people high in self-compassion procrastinate less. Why? Because they don't get trapped in cycles of self-criticism that fuel avoidance. When they fall short, they acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward. So right now, think about the things you've been putting off. And instead of criticizing yourself, acknowledge this. You were doing the best you could. You were trying to protect yourself from discomfort. That's human. Take a breath and let the guilt go. Self-forgiveness clears the emotional debris so you can finally move forward. Now let's talk about change. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, teaches that lasting behavior change doesn't come from setting bigger goals. It comes from becoming a different kind of person. He calls this identity-based habits. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. So ask yourself, who is the person who doesn't procrastinate? Maybe they believe, I am someone who follows through. Or, I am someone who takes action even when I don't feel like it. Or, I am someone who keeps promises to myself. Take a moment to imagine that version of yourself. Not perfect, just someone who starts, someone who shows up, someone who does the small things even when motivation is low. Now here's the key. Clear's 2-minute rule says, when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. You're not writing the whole report. You're just opening the document. You're not cleaning the whole house. You're just putting away one thing. You're not working out for an hour. You're just putting on your shoes. Make starting so easy you can't say no. Because once you start, something shifts. The task isn't as bad as you imagined, and momentum begins to build. Clear writes, the goal is not to do the thing perfectly. The goal is to become the kind of person who shows up. Here's one of the most important insights. We believe motivation comes first, that we need to feel like doing something before we can do it. But Cycle's research shows the opposite. Motivation follows action. You don't have to wait until you feel motivated. Just start. And once you start, your mood shifts. The dread fades, progress builds, and suddenly you're doing the thing you thought you couldn't do. The mantra is not just do it, it's just get started. The first step. Because starting is the hardest part. And once you're in motion, staying in motion becomes easier. Now let's practice this. Research from UCLA by Lean Pham and Shelley Taylor found that when you visualize the process of doing something, not just the outcome, your brain treats it as experience. The same neural pathways activate as when you actually do the task. So what we're about to do isn't just imagination, it's training. Bring to mind one task you've been putting off, something specific, a project at work, a conversation you need to have, paperwork, exercise, something you've been avoiding. Now picture the very first step, the smallest action, opening the laptop, picking up the phone, walking into the room, laying out your clothes, just that first 2-minute action. Imagine yourself doing it. See the environment you're in. Feel your hands moving. Notice how your body feels as you take that first small step. Now notice the shift. You've started. You're no longer avoiding, you're in motion. And something inside you changes. The weight lifts, just a little. You realize, this isn't as hard as I thought. Picture yourself continuing. One step, then another. Not rushing, not perfecting, just doing. And with each step, your sense of capability grows. Your confidence builds. You're becoming the person who follows through. Cycle's research reminds us to think about our future self. When we procrastinate, we treat our future self like a stranger. We push the burden onto them without considering they'll feel the same stress we feel now. But when you take action now, you give a gift to your future self. You lighten their load. You show up for the person you'll be tomorrow, next week, next month. So ask yourself, what would my future self thank me for doing right now? As we close, hold on to these truths. First, procrastination is not who you are, it's a pattern, and patterns can change. You are not broken, you are not lazy. You are a human being learning to manage difficult emotions, and that takes practice. Second, you don't need to feel motivated to take action. Action creates motivation. Just get started. Even 2 minutes counts. Even showing up matters. Third, every action is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't have to be perfect. Just cast more votes for the person who shows up than the person who hides. James Clear said it this way: you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So build systems that make starting easy, and trust that the rest will follow. Now gently bring your awareness back to this moment. Feel the chair beneath you, the ground under your feet. Wiggle your fingers. Take one more slow breath in, and let it go. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes. You've already taken the first step by being here. Now go take the next one. Just 2 minutes. That's all you need. You've got this.